Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading for June mid-month. This is a checkpoint reading to see where you are currently at and to see what we can do to help get you back on track. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is card 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So go ahead and pick the card that you are most drawn to. If you need to pause this video and really center yourself, then go ahead and do so, but we're going to go ahead and get started right over here with card number 1. So let's move 5 out of the way. Alright, so card number 1. This card is going to represent the current journey or the path that you guys are on, where you guys are currently at right now in this mid-month of June 2018. Okay, and we have the Chariot. So the Chariot represents big moves, big changes, lots of courage, determination, willpower to keep going, to keep moving forward, lots of energy to put into motion some sort of change or to finish something. So that is kind of where you're at currently. Chariot also talks about maintaining goals, being confident, control, etc., etc. So planning, projects, being driven, anything of that nature. And so we have here what could potentially be challenging you or helping you in regards to this Chariot and this current path. Okay, so we have the Desert Prince, but in reverse. So upright, reverse. So the Desert Prince in reverse talks about how, picture that you are in a very sandy desert and you have been walking miles and miles and you're on this long journey and you have your destination in mind, but you don't quite know if all you're doing is worth it. You don't quite know if you should just give up and bury yourself in the sand or let the sandstorm take you. You don't know if you'll ever find what it is you're looking for. So when the Desert Prince comes to you in reverse, the Desert Prince very much comes to you as a mirage of sorts. And so this mirage can represent opportunities that seem too good to be true. It can represent easy way out. It can represent, anything that perhaps won't really be too beneficial to you, but are just simpler ways of doing things. And it's also a big thing about not being able to see the truth behind the matter. So sometimes when things are too good to be true, people coming in and giving you opportunities, or people coming in being this very wonderful person. This Desert Prince is telling you to look behind the illusion and see really people and things and circumstances for what they are. So it's also reminding you to be aware if you're faced with something that seems too perfect or miraculous or easy. If you think it's too good to be true, then it probably is. Always listen to your gut feelings with this Desert Prince. And don't pay any attention and don't give in to any false promises. People are, promising you get rich quick schemes or promising you easy way outs. This is a sign not to take that. And the best way out is to just accept that every life has a period where you are going to be in the desert, thirsty and looking for your oasis and traveling and feeling as if you're going nowhere. But you just have to accept that this is where you are at right now on this Chariot, that you are riding through the desert, and you have to accept that there are green pastures and fresh, clean water, but really it is all about divine timing for you. So with the Chariot and the Desert Prince coming in reverse, this is very much saying keep pursuing your goals. You will be successful as long as you maintain focus, determination, and confidence, as long as you don't let anything steer you off of your road, okay? Off of your journey, your task at hand, as long as you don't let anything sway you into another direction. You have to dominate and beat the competition. You have to be the one in charge, okay? Being able to withstand anything that comes through to you. And so this advice card coming through here, we have the only thing that is real is love. So that's really interesting. It says shift your focus from the problem back to love. So this, I say this is interesting because it goes so good with the Desert Prince, talking about illusions and what's real and what's not real and the mirage. And then here we have the only thing that is real is love. So that's really beautiful message and very true. If other people are acting out of greed or envy, or if you are acting out of greed or envy or negativity or lack, those things are not real. You created those things in your head, and other people acting from places of lack, trying to get you to fall into their own traps, are only going to be giving you more lack. So this card is really true in the sense that, you know, the universe is supporting you. Universal energy is love. And when you disconnect from love and faith, and you then disconnect from this universal guidance. So this card is telling you that every time you feel as if, you know, you're stuck in the desert and there's no way out, and there's no water, there's no green pastures, there is no city where you can stop and rest, remind yourself that you are probably currently disconnected from this universal source energy, from this love energy, and that you need to reconnect yourself, connect back into this love energy. How you will do that is different for plenty of other people. Everyone has their own ways of doing so. But doing little things that reconnect you to love, doing things to make you feel better, listening to music that fills you up with love, doing something creative, thinking about someone or something you love. Perhaps it's a pet or a movement that really makes you believe in humanity once again. Perhaps it's just kindness in other people that you see. Anything that gets you to reconnect with this love energy will help push you and get this momentum going. This love energy is very much like the fuel for your car, or for, in this case, your chariot, okay? So the overall message that stands is keep moving, and if you ever start to feel as if, you know, this is a dead end, or if there's nothing is going to happen, just have faith and put yourself back into that love energy, okay? And that is your mid-month checkpoint. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, and subscribe. And do check out my Patreon page. I just started that. And it would be great if you guys can support me there and keep the channel up and running. So thank you very much, and go ahead and look at the other cards. Alright, and hello to those of you who chose card number 2. So let's see what we have here. We have King of Swords, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, and Ask for Help. Interesting. Okay. So the King of Swords. This is currently where you're at. This is your current path. This is what you're dealing with at the moment. So the King of Swords really talks about clarity of mind, truth, having authority, intellectual power, courage and intellect, being very in tune with your mind and being able to make things happen. Now this goes great with this High Lord of Gratitude and Service, because This card is all about selflessness, humility, and conscious action. This card talks about bringing to fruition your desires, your goals, your wants by doing things that are selfless, by giving to others, by practicing gratitude, by being helpful and not doing a good thing and thinking of what it will get you, but doing a good deed simply for the sake of doing good. So your path currently, very much, some of you are very much in this mindset of manifesting your desires with this King of Swords energy, but some of you are thinking too intellectually about it. Some of you can be very much focused on the how and the, you know, the intricacies of how you're going to make this happen, of how it's going to happen for you, your game plan, what you're going to do, 6 months down the road, etc., etc. And this card, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, is calling to you and saying, you don't need to do anything. All will be given to you if you give back. Those who are rich are able to give, and thus if you give when you have nothing, you become rich. See how that works? So this High Lord of Gratitude and Service is basically saying, give to others selflessly. Do not ask what you can have in return. Do not ask what others can give you, but simply ask what you can do for others. And this is also saying, have gratitude. If you want more of something in your life, have gratitude for what you already have of it. If you want more money, have gratitude for the money, for the pennies that you find on the street. Have gratitude for the money that you do have in your bank account already. If you want more love, have gratitude that there are people already in loving relationships, and that means it is possible for you. So it's really this fine balance between mind and spirit that you kind of have juggling here. And so the card is just calling you to put more focus into giving of yourself, and not giving from a place of, oh, well, I give so much and I never get anything. Because when you are giving from that place, you are giving from lack, and therefore you're not giving anything really. You're giving because you're looking to receive something. So it's about giving from this place of utter selflessness. And then we have this Ask for Help card, which is actually very interesting. So this Ask for Help card says what it is you really need, what is it that you really need help with, and be willing to allow yourself the support you need. And the way I say this is interesting is because it comes right after this High Lord of Gratitude and Service. So I feel very deeply that this Ask for Help card is saying ask for help from this High Lord. Channel this energy. I mean, you may not believe in this, but you could believe in your God or your universe or your higher power. Whatever you do believe in, it's very much saying ask for help, because in retrospect, the universe, the God that you may believe in, is a very gracious and serving God if you ask. So this Ask for Help card is also calling you to have more of a faith, more of a willingness to let your problems and your desires and your wishes and your concerns and anxieties, lifting that up to the higher powers and really letting that transmute into knowledge for you, into a spiritual knowledge too, so that you can get what it is you want. You can have everything you want. All you have to do is simply ask and really listen in return. And this could also just mean in general asking people in your life for help, asking in general, if you have friends or family and you have been keeping to yourself a lot, this card really talks about, letting people in and letting people help you. So those are the messages for your mid-June checkpoint. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this was insightful. If you found it such, please leave me a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe. And do check me out on Patreon. I started a page there, so definitely helps a lot if you contribute to helping keep this channel up and running. I do daily readings there, and that being said, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Alright, and hello to those of you who chose card number 3. So let's see what we have here. So we have the 6 of Swords coming through, and then we have the Prison Wife in reverse. So let's talk about these two first. So for some of you, the current path you are on, some of you really had to move on recently. And some of you are in the process of moving on. And for some of you, this process of moving on or letting go of something that has happened in the past has hurt you. Some of you didn't want to leave or make this transition, and it's very regretful. Some of you still are very much hurted by it. But this card calls you to realize that you're headed to a very, very much better position in your life. This is the first step into big change and to really helping yourself and supporting yourself. So yeah, some of you were just really forced to let go of something which, I mean, you didn't plan on letting go, but that's just the way things turned out to be. This could definitely, for some of you, mean people and very close relationships, but you knew it was time to go, and that's very, very strong of you. Very hard thing to do, but you know, it's better to leave than to stay and not be fulfilled. And some of you are just really moving on from a situation that just wasn't helping you, but you know, it's all about being very comfortable with what's familiar and making the move to change, even though it is uncomfortable. And then we have here the Prison Wife in reverse. So this is like the energy that could potentially be blocking you. So this card calls you to ask the prison that you feel locked in mentally, emotionally, even physically in your real world. It's of your own making, and some of you may be offended by that, but in reality that is good news for you, because it means if you made it, then you have the key to let yourself out. You have the ability to free yourself. So this is a sign that you need to start spending some time addressing beliefs, your negative beliefs, subconscious beliefs that are blocking you from moving forward. You can change them, and you can get out of this trap that you are in, okay? So this card is asking you, you know, are you always in constant worry, distressed? Are you cynical, or do you feel fear? Do you feel as if you're trapped? Do you constantly tell yourself that there's not enough, or that this is all there is, or that you can't get out because of so-and-so, you can't do something because of this or that, because of, you know, anything, who's in government right now, who's, you know, the color of your skin, the color of your hair, because you're this age, because you're this weight. What excuses are you making for yourself? Do you only see lack and poverty everywhere you look? Do you only see problems everywhere you look? Do you have always expectations of the negative? Do you feel like you're not allowed to succeed in life because of who you are? So these are all questions that this card is calling to come into mind, and he warns you that, you know, this card is warning you that you may be seeing your life because of results of the negative thoughts, that what you are currently experiencing may be a result of your negative thoughts, your limiting beliefs. So if you don't like what you see, it's time to transform the way you see it, and how you do that, it all starts in your mind. If you aren't happy with your life, then you have to change your thoughts, okay? And that alone has the power to change your life. I mean, it's really is an important thing, you know, and even people who seem very well off and rich and happy, they may not have it all, because very much is a mind thing. You can have very little and still be the happiest person in the world, as much as you can have every material riches in the world and still be miserable. So all the difficulties that you may be facing are learning curves for you right now, and just remember that you won't feel entrapped for long. So take the time to learn about what mistakes you made and what lessons you've learned and what lesson you may be learning right now, and take note of it for greater success. So really just looking into limiting beliefs and how to fix your subconscious mind. Perhaps start telling yourself a new story. That story could be, I am successful and I am receptive to abundance and I am deserving of my highest form of good and of love and of richness and abundance and etc, 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 okay? Do we have this card here that says, okay, romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. So for some of you, this card could be, this romance card doesn't have to be romantic at all. This card just means spending time with your loved ones, cultivating good feelings between you guys. This card could also mean spending time with your significant other and rekindling romance in your life. And if you are single, this card very much means self-care. Spending time alone so that you can better care for yourself, loving yourself as if you are your own soulmate, because you very much are. And for a lot of you, and in general, I do believe that this card is really pertaining to the self-love, the self-care aspect, and that you guys really need to be taking care of yourselves. You've recently let go of something or came out of a situation that was perhaps, very hard for you to come out of, and you guys are out of this prison, but your mind is still stuck in it, and you are slowly trying to work your way out of it, is what I feel like. You're very much working on getting everything right, but you may be lacking care in yourself, lacking, that responsibility. You may be putting too much responsibility on other things on the outside, and not really focusing on the inside and focusing on how you can care for yourself. So self-care and reworking your subconscious beliefs, fixing your train of thought to something more positive and something more hopeful, and really practicing loving yourself as if you are your own soulmate, okay? So those are the messages coming through for you mid-June. Hopefully you enjoyed them. If you did, please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and do check out my Patreon page. I started doing daily love readings on those, so do check that out. It would be great if you can support me there, but if not, I understand, and it is completely fine, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Alright, and hello to those of you who chose group number 4. So let's see what we have here for your mid-June. Alright, we have Ace of Pentacles. So the current path that you are on could potentially be one of new beginnings. And this sort of sense of abundance in life. Some of you are seeking abundance or are looking for abundance in your life in not only a financial sense, but in a very spiritual sense, in a very holistic, unearthly sense, having enlightenment. This definitely represents new beginnings. This card is symbolic of wealth, so whatever that means for you. This card also talks about manifesting your goals and moving into a more positive state of mind and moving on in your journey in a very positive aspect. Having ideas, thoughts turn into the tangible. So very, very good start. Here we have what could potentially be blocking you or supporting you. Do we have the Hawk Prince with, wow, look at that. Master number 11, numerology. So this card is all about spirit communication, paying attention. So for some of you, I sense very much there is a new opportunity coming your way. be open to any sort of signs and synchronicities and just any input, insights, downloads that you may be getting from the universe, or gut feelings or nudges from your higher power. Definitely, some of you, this middle of this month, towards the end, you are going to be getting good news. Some of you, things are going to be very well looking up, and you'll be receiving confirmation from the universe. And this video can very much be a confirmation for you yourself as well, because things are definitely heading on a good path for you, especially with this Ace of Pentacles coming in upright. Basically, yeah, wow, very strong divine energy going on here. And we have here your advice card. So this card is saying receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. Okay, so for some of you, this has very much to do with manifestation, and again, your thoughts becoming a tangible reality. And honestly, they are already. There's nothing stopping you. You are the manifester of your life right now. I feel like a lot of you are in a really good space, and a lot of the energy supporting you guys are very much helping you, in the sense that everything you think of this month is kind of coming into fruition. You just have to let go and believe in that. And for some of you who may be struggling and realizing that, you know, wow, everything I think of is literally popping into my reality, but I don't know how to control it, I don't know how to kind of guide it to go where I want to go, this card is coming to you to say, what you focus on grows, and whatever you want more of in your life, simply think of that more often, and simply be grateful for what you have already of it. So if you want more money in your life, then simply think of how grateful you are to be working certain shifts. Simply think about how grateful you are to be finding money on the street. Simply just think of gratitude with money whenever money comes to mind. Same with anything you want, love, happiness, you know, a certain car or a certain top or whatever it is you want. I mean, as far as mid-month checkpoint goes, you guys are really on the right track. You guys are doing really well. There seems, even if you feel like you're not, there's a sense of enthusiasm and this want for newness and for a fresh start and for just this sense of hope. And I want you guys to cling on to that and really hold on to that. And again, just looking at everything in your life with love and appreciation is really going to be supporting you this month, okay? So not much to say, but I feel like the universe, for those of you who chose this card, the universe, God, whatever it is you believe in, is really blessing you guys this month. And so you have major potential to tap into that and really become powerful creators this month and really master your mind and spirit and really get in tune with the universe. So good for you. So that is your reading. Very simple, very straightforward. You guys are doing great, and the universe is supporting you. Not much else to say there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do leave me a like, comment, maybe even subscribe, and do look at my Patreon page because I did start that, and it'd be so great if you guys wanted to support me there as well. But if not, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Alright, and hello to those of you who chose the very last group. This is number 5, and this reading is very interesting. I'll show you. So we have here 4 of Wands and the Lovers. So I didn't intend for this to be a love reading, but for some of you, it very much is a love reading. So we have 4 of Wands and the Lovers. So some of you are very much on that path of divine love, divine, intervention, soulmates, twin flames, whatever it is. Some of you are either on the path of manifesting your soulmate, and this is a sign that they're very close, very near, almost going to come into your life. And for some of you, this is talking about the person that you're already in union with and how it is meant to be. Some of you are already in union with your soulmate and with your love, to say. So this is the card that could be potentially helping you or challenging you. And so we have the Altar Priestess coming in for you as a ally. So, as an ally, let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and read from the book for you guys, because this card is a little, takes some interpreting from, I feel like the message can be interpreted several different ways for different people, so it's best if I read it. So the Altar Priestess, preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. The stage is set and the world is waiting for you to take place in sacred meditation and prayer. As your ally, the Altar Priestess brings the ritual of reverent and interaction with the mundane world. You are being required to see everything as sacred, all of life as a meditation, and every action as a prayer and devotion. When you perceive this world this way, your question will lead you to the appropriate answer. If all is sacred, how can anything be wrong? Ask how you can shift your consciousness to see circumstances through the eyes of the divine, and you will realize how perfect and sacred everything is right now. So, again, can be interpreted for some people. Some things may stand out, so that's why I wanted to read it. But the Altar Priestess, realizing that there is divinity in everything. So for some of you who are not in union with your soulmates and will soon be in union with them, this card is very much a symbol of divine timing and how everything is really at work. This is a confirmation that you do have a soulmate and that they are on their way to you. Now, for those of you already in unions, this card is very much a sign to remember how everything is divine. Remember that spark. Remember and act as if everything is divine, because it is. This card is really calling you to be conscious in your day-to-day life and to consciously create and to realize the beauty and divinity and how perfect everything is and how perfect everything comes together. You chose, your life and circumstances before you were born. Some of you may believe that, some of you don't. I certainly do, and I feel like this has a lot to talk about that. Now we also have here this advice card for you, and this says express love through gifts, giving a small token to someone to express your love to them. So for some of you, this is very much about your unions and doing things to rekindle love in your life. And for some of you who are not in unions right now, this talks about expressing love just in everything you do. Make sure that every action you take is one of love. When you're washing your face in the morning, do it out of love. When you're thinking about something, do it out of love. The more you put this loving energy out, the more you attract it back into you. So this card is very much talking about that, and as well as treating yourself as your own soulmate, giving yourself gifts and spoiling yourself just a little bit, as you would your own lover. So again, this definitely was not I wasn't gearing this to be a romantic reading, but that's just how the cards came into fruition. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe. If not, completely okay. And do check out my Patreon. I started one, and it would be great if you guys can support me there, but if not, again, completely okay. hopefully you enjoyed this message. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye.